Okay, we just got to the hotel. The bed, so nice. TV, desk. Yes, I love it. We are gonna go eat and then go to Universal. Hello, we just got back to the hotel. My back is so much. I'm so delusional. My feet hurt, my back hurts. Today was so much fun and we get to do it all over again tomorrow. We're gonna be here for 6 days. I bought some stuff today. At some point I will show you what I got, but right now I'm too tired. We are going to take showers, eat our voodoo donuts. Good night. Okay, just kidding, not good night. This is one of the things I got today. Isn't that so cute? I feel like I stole Draco Malfoy's backpack or something. It's very fitting because I am reading Manacled. So yeah, I will read some more of that later tonight. I got this cute little sweater. It says Slytherin on the arm. It's super cute. I got it really big size. It's like super cozy and comfortable and I'm obsessed with it. I got this bookmark and then I got a Christmas tree ornament. So I just thought that this was pretty. That's the haul so far. It feels so beautiful outside. I did not read any more of Manacled last night. I was too tired. So went to bed, had a couple bites of donuts, and then went to bed. Day 2. Okay, we just rode the Velocicoaster. Oh my god, it was so fun. I'm like shaking from adrenaline. It was so much fun. 10 out of 10. And now we're gonna ride Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which is my favorite ride. It's so fun.
Beware! First entrance is forbidden to all students.
Come to Mr. Jameson's office. Peter Parker, if you know what's good for you, report to Mr. Jameson's office.
keep looking.
Okay, day 3, Universal. Oh, shit. I just ran into a tree.
That's so good. I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff today. The 1920s makeup pioneer, Lon Chaney. Now, Lon Chaney, known as the man of 1,000 faces, he created all of his own makeup for the monsters he played, like Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was an amazing actor, truly suffered for his art. Right there, he injected bleach into his eye. What was the real? I made that up, but during the filming, he did wear a hump and a harness that contorted his body. He could barely stand.
Someone is destroying you! In the part of the board.
My brothers, Fred and George. Films? What are you doing here? This is my office, Lordette. The question is, what are you doing here?
I was about to show our new clients the vault. Inspector Patronum!
Are you alright, Harry?
I'm okay. Okay? That was brilliant.
Dementors on the Hogwarts Express? Foul, miserable creatures. Something from the trolley, dear. I'd say you'd earned it.
Day 6, I think. I've lost count. Just got back from the park. We are going to go eat dinner at Hard Rock, and I'm starving. Just bought some new shades. Hello, I am back home now. I had an amazing time at Universal Studios. Could not have asked for better weather, better vacation. Like, it was overall just amazing. I do have quite a bit of book mail to unbox here, so I will do that with you guys. And I realized I never explained what Manacled was about. So it is a fan fiction, and you can download it on archiveofourown.org. And I think I'm going to create a guide on my Instagram because I'm getting a lot of questions on how I downloaded it to my Kindle. It's a Harry Potter fan fiction that follows Hermione and Draco Malfoy. I think I'm about 60% in, or 70%, something like that. And I feel like it could be like a top read of the year. I feel like it could be a top read of my life. And I'm not trying to be dramatic, but that's how like obsessed I am with it. So yeah, it follows Hermione and Draco, and it takes place after the events of Order of the Phoenix. I think it's after Order of the Phoenix. I literally reread the entire Harry Potter series just so that I could read Manacled, so everything would be fresh in my mind. So yeah, it takes place before Harry and Ron and Hermione go and find the Horcruxes. Voldemort has won the war. It's basically good versus evil, and evil has won. So then what happens? And if you've watched the show The Handmaid's Tale, it's like The Handmaid's Tale meets Harry Potter. So it's very, very dark. Evil has won. Voldemort has won the war. Everyone's dying, and there's a lot of suffering. So Hermione is basically being held captive, and the High Reeve, which is Draco Malfoy, is her, like, I don't know what they call him in Handmaid's Tale, but he's like the man of the house or whatever. And they're both forced to do things that they don't want to do. And it gets very dark, but it is so freaking good. They're writing the world building, obviously, like, it's building off of what Harry Potter is, but it's just so well done. It's amazing. It's amazing. All the trigger warnings that you could ever imagine are in this book. Very dark themes, very sad themes. It's very somber. It's very, the cover is gray and black, and I feel like the cover is very symbolic for what the book is, for what's in the book. Very, very well written fan fiction. There is a whole fan base for Hermione, and I am now a part of that fan base because, oh my god, absolutely obsessed. Like, I can't even put into words how good and how how many emotions this book is making me feel. I'm just really loving it. I did not read very much on my trip. I was just so exhausted when we would get back to the hotel and we would just kind of like relax and watch movies and things like that. So yeah, didn't read very much, but that's okay. I did purchase quite a few things while I was there. One of them being this amazing ring. So this is a snake ring. I got this at, I think it was the Jurassic Park shop. They sold really nice jewelry. So this is like sterling silver and it won't turn my finger green. And it's also adjustable. So like my fingers fluctuate in size a lot based on the weather. Like if it's cold outside, they get skinnier. I think it's amazingly Slytherin-ish and it's so cute. So yeah, it kind of matches my green ring. This one I got from Renaissance Fair. This one I also got from Ren Fair. I normally have a wedding ring on, but my fingers have gotten fat because I've gained a little bit of weight. So we're just wearing this one for now. Anyway, so yeah, that's the ring I bought. This is probably one of my favorite purchases. I just love it so much. I also got this shirt. I don't know if you can see on the back, it just says Slytherin, and yeah, it's really cute. I also purchased robes for the first time ever. Like I was really excited about that. Bought some pins, bookmarks, just little knickknacks, you know, like souvenir type things. It was the first vacation that we've taken and I think since our 1-year anniversary, which was in 2017. Now, let me open up these books. Okay, so we have this Amazon package. I purchased Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman because this got picked up by a publisher and I do really like this cover. I think the new cover has been released. Yeah, it has like a heart locket on the cover and it's really cute. But I do like the original cover more, just a little bit more, I think. So I wanted to get this before I can't get it anymore. I read this a few months ago. I loved this. I gave it 4.5 stars. It made me really emotional. Truly an emotional dark romance. This one, the two people get abducted and are held prisoner. Apparently I like these kinds of books. But next we have this package and I know what this is. I've been dying to open this since it arrived. I'm so excited. Would you look at that? Wow, this is so beautiful. Oh my god. It's so soft. It smells so good. Look at the little tarot card that comes inside of it. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. This is a male-male hockey romance. It's like a hate to love situation and it is so good. It's so spicy. I read it on my Kindle a couple months ago and I absolutely fell in love with this. So this is a special edition and it also comes with a bookmark. It comes with this little bookmark. Oh my god, I love this. Okay, next up is this, and this isn't a book technically, but it's like for my Kindle. This is so cute. I have a slight addiction to Book Bow's Kindle sleeves. Wow, this one is so cute. This is just like super 90s, super nostalgic. It's the same on both sides. I love this so much. Oh my god, look at the details. So cute. I love this so much. It says book lovers only, meow books, mind your business, love to read. This is everything. This was also a pre-order, but I will link, if I can find it, I'll link it down below. Okay, next is a bookish art print. Okay, so this came late. This was for Rachel, but I gave her the one that I had hanging up on my wall because this one didn't arrive in time. So I will just hang this one up on my wall. This art print is from A Court of Silver Flames. It's called Found Family. The artist is Frostbite Studios, and I purchased this from A Touch of Magic Designs. I will also link this down below. They have a lot of cute art prints. I'm obsessed with all of their art prints. Okay, next up we have this book, which this is a big chunker. Okay, and I know exactly what this is because I've been dying, literally dying. She is so thick. Look at that. How many pages is this? Wow, this is like 800 pages. It smells divine. Okay, so this is Redeeming 6. This is the 4th book in the Boys of Tommen series. but this is Joey and Aoife's second book. So Redeeming 6, the first book is Saving 6, but you have to start with Binding 13, and then it's Keeping 13, and then it's Saving 6, and then Redeeming 6. This is a god tier high school sports romance. It's so emotional. It's so contemporary and like mundane. If you like slice of life romance, you have to read this ASAP. It's so good. This will probably be what I'm gonna read after I finish Manacled, because I'm gonna be in like the biggest hangover ever. I'm excited. So yeah, that's everything I have to update you guys on, and I will keep you guys posted on my thoughts for Manacled, so stay tuned for that.
The next day.
We have a lot to talk about. Manacled by Senlinyu. I finished this book last night. Wow. Okay, so I literally didn't even have words for a while. Still kind of don't, but like we're gonna get there. So I think I kind of explained this book a little bit earlier in my vlog, but just recap. This takes place after Voldemort has basically won the war. It's a fan fiction. Everyone is dead. Okay, but the book goes through flashbacks. So in the first part of the book, it's like current day, and then we have 38 chapters of flashbacks. Those flashbacks give you the backstory of, I was gonna say Hermione, but Hermione and Draco's backstory, like their history and everything that she's forgotten, because she's lost a lot of her memories because of things that have happened to her, and just like trauma and magic and the repercussions of magic. And oh my god, there's so many things I want to say about this book, but that is one of them, is that there were so many consequences for the use of dark magic, just the use of magic in general. And so it made it really intriguing to read because there were new kind of rules that were not established in Harry Potter. I mean, I'm sure some of them were, but for the most part, Senlinyu made it very strict. Like, she made sure that we knew that there were consequences for using Crucio and just like forbidden curses in general. So yeah, dark magic really takes a toll on people in this world. Hermione is a healer during the war. Now she's captured, and we kind of see like what happened to her as she was a healer. I give this book 6 stars. Like, it is god tier. I was obsessed with their dynamic, and even though in the beginning of the book he is R-wording her, he is also getting R-word. Like, he's being forced by Voldemort to do these things. Like, that Voldemort is his master. That's like who he is to follow, and it's not like he can just be like, oh, I quit. He has this dark mark that will literally kill him if he tries to remove it. Like, there's no way to get out of it. There's reasons for him being tied to Voldemort and having to do all of these evil things. So if you're worried about, like, if you're thinking about reading it but you think it'll be too dark, I just think that you should read it. I don't necessarily think you have to read Harry Potter or even know about Harry Potter to read this. I don't think that you should go out and read Harry Potter just to read Manacled. Senlinyu does a really, really good job about explaining things and giving you that backstory and the reminders of what had happened in Harry Potter. So it's not like you're jumping in blind. Like, she does explain things, and she probably did that on purpose because she knew not everyone would have read Harry Potter. Like, I'm not really sure, but she did a phenomenal job. The writing is impeccable. This book is a gift. I don't know how to like explain how wonderful it is. I'm going to put a timestamp for when I'm done talking about spoilers, and if you don't want to hear them, if you intend on reading the book and you don't want to be spoiled, you can skip to this timestamp right here, that linked below, so you can just like go skip to that. I have notes, and I just really want to be in depth about my review for this book, so let's jump into it. In the beginning, I was like, oh my god, like immediately it's so good. So Draco, he's giving her these potions to help ease her anxieties, and I was just immediately like, okay, I am going to love their dynamic. Like, I'm going to love them, because a morally gray anti-hero who actually cares for the heroine, like, I will eat that shit up. But yeah, the quote, Malfoy always comes for me, please. I can't. Voldemort slowly dying, like, I just knew that we would get our like satisfaction. Well, I didn't know, actually. I was very nervous, but I just hoped that we would get the satisfaction of Voldemort dying in the end. Also, Asteria basically freaking attacking Hermione and mutilating her. That was like literally insane. Like, she attacks her eye. The lust potion, please. I cannot say I did not enjoy. I loved. Okay, I loved it. One of my all-time favorite quotes is by Draco. He says, "At this point, I suppose I deserve to burn. I wonder if you'll burn too." Sold. And then like Hermione becomes aware that she starts to develop like this Stockholm syndrome type thing, but like I would have too. Okay, no shame. No shame in the Stockholm syndrome. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's a fictional book. It's fine. Okay, no one's actually getting hurt here. And then she becomes pregnant and I was like very stressed out for her because no thank you. And then that's when the flashbacks happen. So then we go into all of this like backstory. Hermione healing the runes off of Draco's back because they're basically slowly killing him. And she puts that iris stone in his heart to, oh my god, like I loved it. I loved the Christmas flashbacks. It was so cozy. Yeah, the main theme was good versus evil and Hermione was being a realist. She knew, she was the only one in the order that knew that they had to use dark magic in order to survive. And everyone else was like, we're not gonna be evil. Oh my god, that's so evil. And yeah, she was right. Yeah, everyone like judged her. Harry was insufferable. He was absolutely insufferable in this book. Draco makes the unbreakable vow to the order. Draco and Hermione have lots of history in the flashback section of this book. Yeah, they train together. Draco takes her virginity and they really care for each other. Like you can tell that they love each other. And then in the flashback, Ginny gets pregnant and then there's this whole drama with Ginny getting pregnant. And then I was like, I put a note and I said, I feel like this book is going to be pure pain, which it was. So then Ron gets captured and then Hermione tries to tell them that it's going to be a trap and no one will listen to her. And then she was right. So then things go to shit and Draco shows up to rescue her and I was like, oh my god. Every time he showed up to rescue her, I just fell more and more. I just fell so hard. Okay, so that's when she puts the iris in Draco's heart or whatever. We find out that, well, I don't know if it's here when we found out, but we find out that Voldemort tortured Draco's mom and it was really sad and she suffered from tremors because of it, and then Draco blames himself for not getting her treated sooner, so he has a lot of guilt on that. Harry's saying that he feels he's going to die trying to kill Voldemort. Bestie, Ginny. Okay, Ginny got you. And then, so yeah, there are 38 chapters of flashbacks and it goes up to July 2003 and then we go back to the present time, which is June 2005, and her memory has come back. So Hermione is trying to find a way to remove Draco's dark mark and she needs the Phoenix Tears. That's what it was. Also the paper cranes. And then Lucius Malfoy kills Astoria.
Goodbye.
Which, I mean, Draco was like planning for this to happen because he was like,
literally, fuck you, Astoria.
And then chapter 69, Severus is killed by a vampire coven. And then poor Topsy, oh my god, Draco tells Topsy to leave and then Topsy gets really upset. It's like very sad. And then Draco's like, or Hermione's like, why didn't you, let her say goodbye? And then Draco says, I've had a lot of emotional fallout and I don't know how to say goodbye. We love a man who can own up to his problems, okay? Because that's a problem for sure, but he's owning up to it. I felt like he was. And then Draco shows up on the doorstep unconscious. Oh my god. And then I literally started sweating my ass off. Like whenever I get anxious reading books, I start to sweat a little bit. So yeah, I started sweating. I definitely had, I took a shower afterwards. It's fine. It's fine. I wasn't like, what I mean is like my hands get clammy and my feet get a little, sweaty. Chapter 71, Lucius kidnaps Hermione. This was very stressful. He attacks her despite her being pregnant. Lucius finds out the truth about Voldemort about what Voldemort did to Narcissa because he looks in Hermione's mind and he finds out what happened because Draco told Hermione and that's in her memories. So then Draco shows up and blows the whole room apart to get in. Oh my god, like, I'm on the floor. I'm on my knees. Okay, I'm worshiping him at this point. Chapter 72 is very, 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 very stressful. Very stressful. Hermione was making the potion, the one that would allow them to cut off Draco's arm, to cut off the dark mark, because there had been like, he had seen like 8 or 9 people die from trying to cut off their dark mark. Death Eaters, that's what they are. Their whole thing is successful. They cut off his arm and they're successful and they go to the safe house and they find, they get Ginny. We meet James, which is Harry and Ginny's son. He's so cute. And then, oh my god, They're being very cute at this point, Hermione, and they say, "We said always, didn't we?" And you know, they're just loving each other, being happy. I was loving it. And then Ginny goes back to kill Voldemort. And then at the very end, we see that Hermione, like in the history books, she gets no credit at all. I think the last line of the book is something like, and Hermione like didn't fight in the war, because it's like a picture of Ron, Hermione, and Harry. And yeah, the textbooks don't actually have the truth, but that's okay. 'Twas amazing. So that's the end of the spoilers. If you've come back to this point, there wasn't just one epilogue, not just 2 epilogues, but 3 freaking epilogues. Amazing. I wasn't just living, I was thriving. The book is amazing. If you have a Kindle, you can get it downloaded to your Kindle. I posted a little like how to do that on my Instagram at Lux Library if you want to go check that out, so that you can know how to get fan fiction on your Kindle. It can be applicable to any fan fiction. But yeah, amazing. Like truly so good. Another thing that was kind of consistent throughout the book is that, I almost said Granger, but Hermione and Draco, they always say to each other, "Don't die." And that was something that my husband and I, when we were dating, used to say to each other all the time. Subconsciously. I don't even think it was like a conscious thing, but I'm always afraid that people close to me are going to die. So whenever Hermione would say this to Draco, I was just like, hashtag relatable. I related to Hermione so much. I mean, obviously I haven't been through the things that she's been through, like the trauma and everything that she has experienced is on a whole other level. Everyone she knows has died. It's completely different. I'm not comparing myself whatsoever, but just saying I related to her internal thoughts. I related to her mindset, you know, kind of like thinking the worst of things. I have a tendency to do that. I've kind of realized that about myself, and I can admit it, that sometimes I am a bit of a pessimist, and this book made me feel like it's okay. Like it's okay to be a pessimist sometimes, because sometimes you've just gone through shit. But anyway, like I don't want to go down too much of a rabbit hole on that, but I'm just saying like so much of this book just spoke to me in so many ways. And oh my god, as soon as I finished, I started rereading it because I'm a masochist. It's just amazing. And I'm really sad that I can't have a physical copy of the book because it is fan fiction. So it's not like I can order it online somewhere. People hand bind these books. I will be dreaming about the day that one day I'm sure I will be able to hold a physical copy, but for now I have it on my Kindle and I have it in my heart. That is so cheesy. I don't even care, but like this book is ingrained in my heart. And it's so beautiful. It's stunning. It's a work of art. If you sat and listened to me ramble, thank you very much. So I am in the worst book hangover because of Manacled. I usually go back to like the same things whenever I'm in a book hangover. I go back to what I already know I will love. So I'm definitely going to read Redeeming 6 because I already love that world. I love those characters so much. So I know that I will love that book. I also picked up Damaged Like Us. I am 134 pages into this, 16 chapters, and I'm having a great time. I already love this world. This is in the Addicted series. This is by Kristen Becker Ritchie. This follows the children of the Addicted series. So this one follows Maximoff and Pharaoh, and it's a bodyguard situation. It's also male-male romance. And yeah, I'm really, really loving this. I'm taking a break to read some manga. So I am also in the middle of volume 16 of Demon Slayer. I am almost finished with it, actually. I must have got distracted because I only had like a little bit left. So I'll finish that and then I'll pick up volume 17 and 18. I try to read 3 volumes minimum at a time. I get in the momentum of reading them and then yeah, I just have a great time with it that way. So that's what I'm currently got going on to kind of defeat this Manacled hangover. I will be also reading Redeeming 6 in this vlog. That's my update for now. Talk to you guys in a bit. Hello, today is Saturday. It is currently 1 o'clock. 12:58. I started a 24-hour readathon a couple hours ago. I started reading it around like 10:45. I'm not doing a true 24-hour readathon. I'm just doing like something to like motivate me. I'm doing it with all of my friends and yeah, we're just kind of like casually reading today. I do have a little package I want to open and then I'll update you guys on my reading. There's so many of them. I bought candles, and can you guess which fandom they are for? Yes, I bought a Hermione candle. This one kind of smells like men's cologne. So it's definitely not how I pictured Hermione to smell. It's supposed to be black coral and lavender, but to me it's just kind of like men's cologne. So we'll see if this one's any better. This one's Draco. It's supposed to smell like mahogany apple. Okay. Wow. That smells so good. No, I'm actually shook. Okay, this one is it. This is it. This is Draco. Smells amazing. Hermione, it's not bad, but it's not my favorite. It's definitely like my first thought is like men's cologne. So like it doesn't give me Hermione vibes. But the Draco one is so good. Let me update you on my reading. Let's talk. Let's talk about Redeeming 6. This is the 4th book in the series. I love the series. This one though, the 3rd and 4th books follow Joey and Aoife. The 1st and 2nd book follow Johnny and Shannon. And I loved the first 3 books in the series. However, this one, I am 136 pages in the middle of a chapter, and I put my bookmark in because I just was not feeling it. Aoife is really bothering me in this book for some reason. I'm just having a hard time with her. I love Joey. I would die for Joey. I love him so much, and I love all the side characters. But Aoife is just rubbing me the wrong way. So I'm going to pick this up when I'm not in a... I'm kind of in a reading slump, but I have a horrible hangover from Manacled. And I thought that this would be like a great book to pick up because I already love these characters, but it also has a trope that I'm not a big fan of. So I'm scared, but we're gonna pick this up later. I'm also still in the middle of Damaged Like Us. I haven't finished it yet. So what do? I pick up manga. I read volumes 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 of Demon Slayer. Volume 20, I've realized it's just too much action sequences for me. I need a little bit of breakup, and I feel like a lot of these volumes, it's like bam, 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 bam. Like it's non-stop action. Volume 20, I ended up giving 3 stars. 20 just didn't hit my TBR for today. No idea what I'm in the mood for. So I picked up Deviant King by Rena Kent. This is a dark bully romance, like true bully. There's name calling. I gotta say, so I'm like 30-40% in. If I were to rate it right now, it would be a 3-star. Like it's fine. It's not like the worst book I've ever read. It's also not the best. And it's not giving me super strong feelings. She has her best friend named Kim, and I don't trust Kim. Like there's suspicion there. I'm not sure what's going on. She also was in like a car accident years back and lost some of her memories. So there's something she's not remembering. Unreliable narrator type thing. It's funny because like Brutal Obsession I read the other month is kind of similar, where the main character kind of like loses some of her memories, and it also is a bully romance. But yeah, so it's interesting so far. It's a high school bully romance. So they're like 18 years old. I'm just picturing college. I feel like we're gonna have some twists and turns with this one. After I'm done with that, I think I'm gonna start my Dark Romeo. This was on my March TBR and I did not get to it. So I'm gonna get to this.
You say nothing's wrong at all, baby. I say that we falling off lately. Maybe we just ain't been on the same page. In my mind, I'm down.
Okay, so I've gotten a little bit further into the book. I'm 65% in now. Something like a topic was just brought up that I just want to talk about for a minute. So she lives with her aunt and uncle, and her friend points out to her that she like subconsciously has picked the things in her life that like hobbies and stuff that her aunt and uncle enjoy. So she's like subconsciously trying to please them. Her uncle likes football, so she likes football. She started doing yoga because her aunt is into yoga. She like won't eat certain sweets because her aunt is like a health nut. And I just gotta say how accurate that is, because from my experience, so I grew up with my aunt and uncle. Well, whenever I was 14, I moved in with them. And throughout high school, I, like looking back, I subconsciously like tried to like fit in. So like you do things that you wouldn't normally enjoy, but you tell yourself you enjoy it because like you want to fit in and for approval. It's very deep. I think it's funny because this is just like a very smutty, dark bully romance, but that little tidbit in there was like, this is actually a very good thing to point out. I'm not like loving the book. I do really love all of the banter and the side characters. There's like some really funny banter. There's some dubcon dubious consent. I don't really love the way that it's done. I think I'm just gonna glaze over it. I do like other aspects of the book, but yeah, that's just one part of it that I'm not. And I have read dubcon in other books that I have enjoyed. So it's just the way that it's done. I'm not loving, but I'm just here for a fun time. I'm currently on page 224. It is 2:48 in the afternoon. Okay, I am 85% in. I gotta say, they are actually a very cute freaking couple. I actually really like Aiden. I really like him. The only thing that I haven't loved is like the earlier scenes with the dubcon. I just didn't love it. It just depends on how it's done. Again, whatever. It was more like non-con, and I think that's why I don't like, but this is very cute. It is currently 4:18 and I still have not finished a book, but that's okay because I'm gonna finish this one.
So just call me whenever you're lonely. I'll be a friend, I could be your homie.
Currently 5:02. I finished Deviant King and on a cliffhanger. So there's that. I could pick up the next book or I could start reading my Dark Romeo. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Probably do my Dark Romeo.
You should come through tonight. I'm chilling on the west side. Call my home, go tell your best friend. Cause I too wanna know no location. I don't want them seeing me getting faded. You should come through tonight. I only kick you with a tie. Cause they won't tell. Cause they tryna live their best life too.
Okay, so I started my Dark Romeo. It's not great. Like, I'm not connecting with the writing. The writing is weird. They're at like this ball, but they're talking very modern. I don't really know what to say, but the writing's not great. I'm so tired of the whole like virgin thing. So she's apparently a virgin. Why are we having these main characters who are virgins? Like, what's the point? I don't understand the point. I don't mind occasionally reading about that in my books. I like brush past it, but it gets old, you know? I'm like, how old are these people supposed to be? Are they supposed to be in their like mid to late 20s? Because that's what it kind of feels like, but maybe not. I'm not loving it so far, but we're only 25 pages in. I feel like I've been reading this for forever and I'm only 25 pages in. The writing, I'm just like struggling with it. I'm having to like reread certain sentences because of the way things are said. What is this guy's deal with gum? He is constantly talking about gum, constantly gums in his mouth. I don't understand.
The next day.
Hello, it is Sunday. Last night, I only read 49 pages of My Dark Romeo, but let me explain. The first like 30 pages, I was absolutely hating this book because I was just like really struggling with the writing style. However, I am now into the book enough to where I'm grasping like what's going on. So let me explain just a little bit. So in the beginning of the book, they're at this like ball. She, the main character, what is her name? Dallas. She's arranged to marry this one guy. I don't even remember his name. And Romeo, we don't find out until like around 30 pages, but he is going to like lose part of his family's inheritance or something like that. Something to do with like the business. If he doesn't find someone to marry, he won't become like CEO or something along those lines. Okay, it's that like pretty basic trope. We've seen it before. And he sees Dallas and he's like, okay, I'm gonna make it to where she's not desirable because he knows that she is arranged to marry this guy and he hates this guy. They're like arch enemies, the guy that she is arranged to marry. So he's like, I'm not only gonna steal his woman, but I'm gonna make it to where no other guy finds her appealing or whatever. They have this like sexual encounter and then it ends up being a little bit public. People see it happen. So then he tells her dad, okay, well, I'm gonna marry her. It's very cliche, but I am actually enjoying the banter. It just took me a little while to become sold to the book. So yeah, 50 pages, and I'm now actually happy that I picked the book up instead of like really regretting it, but I'm here for it now. Is it the best thing ever that I've ever read? No, but I am having a better time with it. I think the banter is what's kind of getting me. There's some things that have just happened that have just been really kind of funny to me, and so I am on board now with this Romeo guy. It was tough getting into, but we're into it now. And I have a ball cap on because I need to wash my hair. That's it. That's why. Last night we went to Barnes & Noble and it was closed. Then we went to Target, found nothing. My husband was looking for a book and he didn't find it. So now we're about to go back to Barnes to get the book that he wants, and I fully support it. Anytime he's like,
oh, let's go to the bookstore,
I'm like,
Let's fucking go!
Almost missing my flight today. I look good even though I feel shitty. I just got back out this way. You already got plans for the city. Call them off cause you call them off for me. You're always going on and on. Got it all, ask me why I never leave. I don't go out much, but you should come through tonight. I'm chilling on the west side, boo. Call my homegirl, tell your best friend, cause that's who on the no location. I don't want them seeing me getting faded. Yeah, looking at you cry, you're crazy. If I could, I would take the pen away. I don't see that smile I made. You already make plans that ain't made.
oh my god. It said I finished the game. I was not prepared. I'm upset. Hello. It's been a few days, I think like 2 or 3 days since we last spoke. Today is Wednesday. I think I last vlogged on Sunday. Anyway, My Dark Romeo. I finished it. This book was Romeo and Juliet meets Beauty and the Beast. It was an arranged marriage, enemies to lovers. It had the caretaking trope. The anti-hero had a tragic backstory, and their relationship was a little bit toxic. So I was living for that because, I'm not gonna lie, I love a good back and forth toxic relationship, which I mean, technically enemies to lovers can easily be seen as like toxic, whatever. I ate it up. It took me a while to get into the book. I think I already said that earlier, so I'm not going to get too much into that. But once I finally did get into the book, I was really enjoying it. There were some scenes that I just wasn't a big fan of. Some of the spicy scenes I was like,
what?
Specifically, there was one where I'm not even gonna say it. It's just like too cringe. It didn't affect my overall enjoyment. There were little details that I didn't love, but then there were other details that I was so obsessed with, so it kind of like balanced out because some of the banter and then just some of the things that were done were just so funny. I really ended up enjoying this despite its flaws. Like, it's definitely not a perfect book. I feel like this is going to be one of those books where people rave about it and then people go read it and then they absolutely hate it because they can't put up with some of the things. It's gonna be a very polarizing book. I was kind of teetering back and forth between, do I give it 3.5 stars or do I give it 4 stars? And I'm gonna give it 4 stars just because it would have been a 5-star book if all of the little details that I really disliked hadn't been in there. There were just certain small things that I was like, that's annoying, or this is like really cringy. Yeah, it's definitely not a perfect book, but I did really like their relationship, and I just realized I wasn't holding up the book the entire time I was talking about it, but it's okay. I'll just throw up a little picture. But yeah, the book is gorgeous, and I'm like pleasantly surprised that I ended up liking it, honestly, because I really thought it was going to be like a 3-star at most. Since I finished that last night actually. Guess what I started reading? I'm rereading Normal People. This book is absolute perfection. Oh my god. The first time I read it, there were so many good quotes, but the second time around is like a whole different ball game because now I've watched the show and oh my god, I do not have words. So I read the book without watching the show. I have 2 copies because don't ask. I read the book without watching the show and I was like, This book is so bizarre, but I'm here for it. Watched the show, bawled my eyes out. I have a reading vlog actually where I'm like watching the show and I'm bawling my eyes out. I'll link it down below, but it's such an emotional show. So yeah, I am going to annotate, but before I do that, I'm gonna reread the book. So there's so many quotes that I'm just like, okay, it would be less painful if you took a chainsaw and sawed each of my fingers off individually. Like that would be less painful than reading this book. I am currently on page 124. I'm not annotating this time around, but I will be next time. So this is where I'm at. That's what I'm reading right now. I have a little bit of book mail. I know what this is. At least I think I know what this is. It's perfect. It's so perfect. So I got a Hermione sticker. I'm just so obsessed. So I'm going to be putting this on my Kindle. I'm going to redecorate my Kindle soon. So I don't know if it's going to be in this vlog or my next vlog, but stay tuned for that because I'm doing a whole redecoration for my Kindle. This is going to be one of the stickers I use. So I also have some book mail. So let's open this up. I'm so excited to read this. So if you noticed, I saw this book at Barnes & Noble, but the spines were damaged on both of the copies that were there. And normally I really don't care about, like, if my book arrives from Amazon or something like that with a little ding on it, I don't care. I'm not one of those people that is like,
Oh my god, I'm gonna return it.
whenever I read it, it's gonna get damaged. But whenever I'm at the bookstore and I'm paying full price, I'm paying $18 for the book. Oh, you bet I want it to be like in pristine condition. So I didn't purchase it. It like, I died a little bit inside because I left the bookstore empty-handed, but it's okay because Amazon came in clutch. This book, oh my gosh, it smells so freaking good. Yours truly by Abby Jimenez. I know that this one has representation for organ donation. It follows Dr. Brianna Orditz, and she's just gotten a divorce. And her brother is the one who needs to find a kidney donor. And it seems like Dr. Jacob Maddox might be the love interest. And I think it's hate to love because it sounds like they kind of like hated each other, and then he wrote her this letter. I'm not sure what the letter contains. But anyway, so I'm really excited to read this. Rom-com, obviously. I was obsessed with Part of Your World. Part of Your World was in my top books of 2022. It was just like so magical and cute and I cried. So I'm really excited for this. I do not know what I'm going to read after I finish Normal People. Let me look at my TBR. Also, if you notice, I didn't publish an April TBR. It's because it was literally the same as my March TBR. Whenever I look at all the books I read in March, I got a lot of reading done, but a lot of them like were not on my TBR, or they were like rollovers from other months. That's all I have for now. I'm literally like in a dress right now because I have to go into the office because we have like this special thing going on. I'm gonna go do that and I'll see y'all later.
Trying to spend no time in the house. If you ask me how I'm feeling, I say yes to going out tonight. Oh, I did that in a minute. Call it off, won't call it off for you. You're always going on and on. Ask me why I'm not with you. I don't go out much, but you should come through tonight.
Hello. We've had a few developments. I have DNF'd a few things. Let's talk about it. So I started Devious Obsession, which is the second book in this dark hockey bully romance series. Something just like wasn't clicking. I read about 75 pages of that book. I just wasn't super obsessed. Like I wasn't disliking it, but I was just kind of like feeling very meh. So then I was like, okay, well maybe I'm in the mood for like a different kind of romance. So I picked up a workplace romance. I picked up Boss Man, and I used a credit for this book because it's not on Kindle Unlimited, but it was only like $3. But with my credit, it was free. So I had some points built up on Kindle on Amazon. So this book is really, really good. I'm still not finished with it. I think I'm like 80% in or something, but it's really good. The banter is really, really funny and flirty. I'm into it. It's also a bit of a slow burn, but I really like the dynamic between these two people. So she ends up getting a job where he works. He's her boss's boss. Anyway, it's great. I'm eating it up. It's an older book too. I think it was published maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. So then after that, I started Yours Truly. And if you watch the B-roll, you'll notice how I went from Yours Truly to Normal People. That's because unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to continue Yours Truly. I usually give a book around 75 pages or so, and then I decide kind of like how I'm feeling about it. Like, do I want to continue or not? This one just like wasn't doing it for me. Honestly, it was the letters. The letters were too on the nose. The anxiety rep is amazing. If you want a book that has good anxiety rep, but the letters, I was just like, no one would say this to someone that they don't really know. I don't care if it's a letter. I'm one of those people that's better on paper than I am verbally. I can express my feelings much better in words on paper than I can verbally. So I get it. I get the whole letter thing, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So I don't know if I'm going to pick this back up. Maybe I'll try and get the audiobook because literally everyone is raving about it. I also think it was a me thing, not the book thing, because I was just not in the mood. Like literally all I can think about is Hermione. Truly, that's all I can think about. So I was like, okay, well, let me just start my reread of Normal People. Okay, yeah, I know I already read it, but like I wanted to annotate it this time. I'm still in the middle of this. I'm taking my time with it. I'm literally like reading a chapter at a time at this point. It's good. Like it's painful. Like this book is just painful. So then I decided that I was like, okay, I can't stop thinking about Hermione, so I'm just going to read another fan fiction. And that's exactly what I did. So I picked up Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love. And because the acronym is so long, people call it DMATMOOBIL. So like the Batmobile. DMATMOOBIL makes sense. Anyway, this was an interesting read. This one, Draco was more out of character. Although it was really cute, like there were really funny moments. The writing is very, very quirky. I wasn't like super obsessed. It wasn't going to be a 5-star read or anything like that. However, I did still inhale it. I did have a hard time picturing Draco and Hermione in this one just because they were so out of character. Like Draco is not a quirky guy like that. I mean, sure, he can be like sarcastic and stuff, but he's not like quirky like he was in that book. But it was still really good. I don't even know how to describe the writing because at times the writing was a little bit pretentious, like and hard to grasp. Normally I'm like, I'll reread things if I don't understand them. But when it came to this book, I was just like, we're just gonna move on from that sentence because I don't even know what that was. There were just some things that just went over my head a little bit, but it was still a fun time and I don't regret reading it. I think I landed at like a 3.5 star. I didn't dislike it. I definitely liked it and I didn't love it. So it was somewhere in between. It was fine. It was fun. It was a good time. But it didn't scratch the itch, if you know what I'm saying. Like I had an itch that needed to be scratched. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna read another fanfic because I'm hungry. I'm still hungry. I have probably 10 or 15 fanfics at this point downloaded to my Kindle. So I was like going through them, trying to figure out like, what am I in the mood for? I wasn't in the mood for something super rom-com-y like the Batmobile or whatever, but I also didn't want something like Manacled where I was gonna, you know, be extremely traumatized throughout the experience. So I wanted like something in between. And oh my God.
The perfect, I don't even have words.
Remain, I can't even speak. Remain Nameless by Hey Jude 19. This book is everything that I ever needed in my entire life. If you've just read Manacled and you need a very fluffy, feel good Hermione fanfic, this is going to be the one. Oh my god, this is over 1,000 pages. I'm not finished with it yet. I'm probably 60% through, but oh my god, it's going to be a 6-star for me. It's not going to top Manacled just because Manacled is a masterpiece, and it was the first Hermione that I read, so it's gonna hold that place in my heart forever. But Remain Nameless is very, oh my god tier. It is so good. So Manacled deviates from the story of Harry Potter, as I mentioned earlier, so I'm not going to go through all of that again. But this one, it doesn't really deviate from the story, so it basically, everything that happens in Harry Potter happens, like that remains the same. But this book takes place about 8 or 9 years after their experiences at Hogwarts and the war and everything like that. Oh my god, the friends to lovers. Oh my god, the best friends to lovers I've ever read in my entire life. I am claiming that now. This book is so obviously in their school years they were enemies, but then they kind of rekindle. So they end up meeting in this coffee shop every single morning at this muggle coffee shop and talking and kind of just like becoming friends. They literally fall in love in a coffee shop every morning, and it's just like the most amazing wholesome shit you could ever want. This book is about healing. It is about Draco and Hermione healing from their trauma, everything that he's done to her. He's realized, like, when he was young, he was brainwashed by his family about this, you know, blood purity bullshit, and he knows that is all, like, he knows it's all wrong. So oh my god, like, it's just so good. The development of the friendship. Now at first, because they start kind of like getting together around 25% in, but within a 1,000-page book, that's pretty steep into the book. Like, you're a couple hundred pages into the book. And I was like thinking to myself, okay, is this gonna be insta-lovey? But no, it is not. I am telling you, I don't know how the this author did this, but they somehow made it to where they don't go back and forth between liking each other, but there's so many heavy, deep emotions within the book that it's not a clear cut and dry, they were friends, now they're lovers, because everything is so heavy and everything is so deep. And oh my god, I love it so much. I don't even know how to describe it. I told my husband when he's done with school, if he can learn how to bind books, that will be great, because at this point, I either have to stop making YouTube videos to bind books to learn how to do that. You know, like, I have to pick one or the other. Like, I cannot do both. So I desperately want to learn how to do it, but I also like kind of need help with it, you know? So I could be like, hey, Jake, like, you want to learn how to bind books with me? He is into that kind of stuff. Like, he has bound a little notebook before and he likes working with his hands. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that this book is free to read on archiveofourown.org. You can download it. I have a guide on my Instagram on how to get the Kindles, or how to get the fanfics on your Kindle. And there's also an audiobook. I'm talking to my friend Mel about this book, like, back and forth. It's just like amazing. I literally don't have words. I'm so excited about this book. And I know it's a fan fiction, so it's different from like an actual book that you can buy, but it's still a book, okay? It's still amazing. If you're like slightly in the fandom, if you're not in the fandom, I think anyone can enjoy this. You don't have to have read Harry Potter. If you've read Manacled, this is gonna be the book that is your medicine. It's gonna fucking heal you. It's gonna be an IV of just love. It's gonna be a hug to your soul, but not in like a cheesy way. It's gonna be like magical writing. Like, how in the world did this author put this together? I'm just baffled at this point. I know I've gone on and on and on and on and on and on about this goddamn book, but it is just like, it's really good, okay? I don't even have words. I don't even have fucking words. Like, it's so good. So I am going to continue reading, and I will let you guys know my final thoughts on this wonderful masterpiece. Like, if it ends up being a 5-star or a 6-star, we shall see. But I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling on cloud 9. It's like a drug. This book is a drug.
The next day.
they look so pretty. Little puppies got groomed. This wee little puppies got the grooms. Hello. I have finished Remain Nameless, and it is a 6-star book. I cried. I got so emotional. It is perfection. Like, it is a hug, especially after reading Manacled. This book is everything. Highly recommend. If you don't take recommendations from me, just take this one from me because it is so good. It is so well written. I don't even have words. Like, and there's also so many things in it that I was just like, this is so perfect. I can't even put it into words. If you know me at all, you know my favorite colors are green and purple. My entire life, I've gone back and forth between like the two colors, like which one's my favorite. At the moment, it's green. But like, if you ask me in 2 months, it might be purple. I don't know. In high school, my room was green and purple. I'm obsessed with those colors. And towards the end of the book, green and purple came into play. Chef's kiss. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not going to spoil that specific thing, but oh my god, I was just like in love. Like, the book is just perfect. There's so many good quotes. Without spoiling anything, at one point Draco was talking to Harry about their past, because Harry obviously was like skeptical. Well, Harry and Ron were both skeptical of like Draco and Hermione being together, and Draco was talking to him and he was like, well, you know how you're the boy who lived? I was the boy who had no choice. Because Draco literally was forced to do all those things. Like, Voldemort was going to kill his parents if he didn't do XYZ. It's just like all of these things. I am obsessed with Draco. The character development in this book is unparalleled. When you have 1,000 pages to read, I would expect it to be unparalleled, but some authors just don't know how to write a long book. This book, though, is god tier. I'm scared to read another Hermione fanfiction because I'm like, I've already read 2 amazing books. And can my mind handle a third one? Like, I don't know at this point. I'm like, maybe I need to go pick up like a mediocre book, because the way that I'm just so obsessed and I cannot think about anything else is kind of concerning. So anyway, the next thing on my list to do is to finish my reread of Normal People. I also want to read Happy Place. I think it comes out on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what the hell I'm going to read after I finish annotating Normal People. There's a lot of books on my TBR, obviously. Like, I have a lot of unread books on my bookshelves. Well, not like okay, I have a lot, more than Hannah. Hannah has like no books on no physical TV. Anyway, it's like a running joke between some of my friends how Hannah has no, I don't know. Okay, sorry. I'm getting off topic. My point is that I need to be reading my physical TBR, but I also don't know if I'll just like enjoy anything else. So I might just like reread. A couple weeks ago, I was thinking about reading Court of Mist and Fury. I could do Silver Flames. Like, I don't know. I'm just like in this weird mood where I'm either going to read Hermione or I'm going to be rereading books. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm going to start a new vlog. So I'm going to end out this vlog here. If you made it this far, you can leave a snake emoji and a purple heart. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It really means a lot that you guys enjoy my reading vlogs. Honestly, like, the nice comments that I get is the only reason that I continue to do them, because I truly don't think like people would be interested in hearing what I have to say sometimes. So seeing you guys be like, oh, I'm really looking forward to this and that, like in my videos and stuff, it does encourage me to continue to create videos. So I really appreciate every kind comment I've ever received. Just like, thank you so much. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day or night. And if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.